We'll get into Overreaction Monday, some conversation about just where the Cowboys sit, McCarthy, Lance, etc. With 7 games left in the season, somehow it feels like there should be less. How many more games will the Dallas Cowboys end up winning this season? Let me know in the comments section of today's show. Let's get to Overreaction, Tuesday this time around. Number 1, Big Mike was terrible. This is not an overreaction to me. I don't think he did a good job at all. The more I think about the game plan, the decision-making from your head coach, the more I just don't understand what they were trying to do, trying to accomplish. Look, I am not a big gotta establish the run guy. Teams don't respect your ground game in general, even though you've run it better the past few weeks. I don't think that's supposed to be a let Cooper rush Cook game plan. How do you go in planning to let Cooper Rush air it out as much as he did? This was not the game got out of hand, it was a blowout in the first half. No. It was 39 passes to 13 runs entering the fourth quarter. Entering it. Where you were still very much in that football game and you just never really tried to run the football. Your game plan was to let Cooper Rush just sling it around when he's got zero confidence, zero desire, as part of the game plan too, of course, to push the ball downfield. How have you put in a backup quarterback and really made no adjustments to your game plan? It looks pretty darn similar to what it was with Dak against the Atlanta Falcons, which was all short passes and a lot of airing it out. I think you actually have to try to run the football more. Like, you've got a right tackle who isn't that great in pass protection, does a pretty good job in run blocking, and yet you put him on an island all game long. How does that make sense? Look, the O-line didn't do a good job of blocking today. It was not good. It was bad. Rico Dowdle, by the way, had better rush yards over expected, which means he was breaking tackles, making guys miss against the boxes. But you didn't run the ball well. But you also tried 9 times in the first half. So, what do you expect is going to happen? I just don't understand what Mike McCarthy is trying to do as the Cowboys head coach. He really wants to let Cooper Rush air it out? Why? How does that make any sense? Now, I think it is when, not if, he's gone. But do you want Mike McCarthy fired as the Cowboys head coach? Let me know in the comments section. Y for yes, N for no, especially the outcomes here on YouTube. The answer to the question of do you want Mike McCarthy fired is obviously yes. There is zero justifiable reason to keep Mike McCarthy beyond this season. The McCarthyism that is spread through this offense like a cancer has to be stopped. It is a bad game plan across the board. It's bad decision making. Mike McCarthy has been a huge problem this year. That is not, by the way, to excuse the Jones boys, but he has regressed with his offensive scheme. The passing concepts are terrible. He's calling plays scared. It is very clear he does not trust his offensive line. Okay, you should trust them maybe a little bit more, but all of it is just, it's bad. He's coaching to not lose games, and you lose games as a result. I don't understand how this team is clearly scared of their offensive line, and they rarely chip. You're going to keep letting Danielle Hunter go against Terrence Hill game and not chip him? What do you expect is going to happen? It doesn't make any sense. He's done a terrible job this year as a head coach. He was set up for failure. I know that. But he has embraced it with arms wide open, and he gets blamed for that too. Does not take away the blame from the Jones boys, but Mike has not done a good job this year. And other questionable decision-making, the fourth down punt, fake punt. Stop trying it. You're 0 for 2 this year. I've got no issues taking points off the board and taking away the 64-yard field goal. You got the ball. You're down 2 scores. You got a great chance for a touchdown. Fine. I do have an issue with passing on the chip shot field goal and doing a 4th and 2 sprint out. What blows my mind about the coaching staff, and the microcosm of why this isn't going to ever work with Mike McCarthy, is he has gone to that play call multiple times. This coaching staff, this head coach, this play caller, they believe a sprint out right to the short side of the field is one of their best play calls. That is a high leverage play call they go to, and it never works. It is a refusal to make adjustments, to do outside runs, to not call the play calls that don't work. You hit the slant with Kevontae Turpin, and you never go back to it all game. McCarthy's play calling and the game planning is cooked. He has become overwhelmed and outmatched this season. The changes made at the behest of some of your key players last year are gone. They are not doing those things anymore. Mike is going down with the ship the way he wants to. There is an iceberg in front of him. He has taken control of said ship and has turned right into the iceberg. He has to go. Now, today's show is made possible by Turtle Beach. If you don't know what to get for the holiday season, may I suggest the Turtle Beach Stealth 700 Gen 3 headset. Picks up so much crystal clear sound in the game, it's basically cheating. The Stealth 700 has the industry's first ever cross-play dual wireless transmitter system. That means you can seamlessly switch between your consoles and PC with just a click of a button, and it gets even better. While being connected to your console, the Stealth 700 can connect with your phone for music streaming or taking calls all at the same time, so you can listen to your favorite songs while gaming, all done with the Stealth 700. My Turtle Beach headset was a gift from my wife because even though she is by no means a gamer at all, even she knows Turtle Beach makes the very best in headsets. They don't just have amazing headsets, they have every gaming accessory you could ever want, and they're all high quality at prices that don't break the bank. From flight and racing sims to controllers, keyboards, and mice, Turtle Beach is the ultimate gaming cheat code. Get the ultimate immersive gaming experience with Turtle Beach today. For a limited time only, head to turtlebeach.com/chat and use code CHAT to get 10% off your entire order. That's 10% off your entire order at turtlebeach.com/chat with code CHAT. Don't delay. Get the perfect gift now. Happy holidays from Turtle Beach. Let's go to overreaction number 2. You should be playing Trey Lance. Like, this is not an overreaction. You got Big Mike up there post-game saying, man, I wish we'd gotten Lance in the game. Gee, Mike, who's in charge of that? You are. Now, it was said as a statement of regret, so whatever. Look, Cooper Rush is who he is. Ask him to throw it 55 times, it's just not going to work. It's just bad. It doesn't make any sense. You can't expect him to air it out a ton and go, this will work. Like, that's just a bad strategy. He is who he is. He's not going to elevate the cast around him. And if Cooper Rush is just going to miss 3 swing passes in the same game, what are we doing here? There was a fumble that should have been called a fumble. It's a 4-4 pass to Rico Dowdle. Throws it behind Lamb and Dowdle and tight ends all game long. And dirts one to Deuce Vaughn. Like, your O-line, by the way, is super banged up. It is not in a good spot. You are going to be down multiple key players up front. We'll see if Guyton plays. We'll see if Tyler Smith plays. I kind of doubt Zach Martin's going to play. You actually probably want to have Trey Lance and his mobility out there to keep you alive, extend plays. Like, if you're not going to hit deep balls, if you're just going to miss easy throws, you might as well put Lance out there. Now, your owner seems to want Cooper Rush. Not really sure why. Thinks he gives them the best chance to win. Maybe that's owner asking Mike who gives the best chance to win, and Mike says Rush, so owner believes him. I don't know. Stop talking, Jerry. There's no upside to playing Cooper Rush. Let's just put Lance out there. At least make the games more entertaining on offense, because right now they're boring, and that's a bad thing. So pick a QB. TL for Trey Lance, CR for Cooper Rush. Let me know in the comment section of today's show. Who do you want out there as the starting quarterback as we move forward? Overreaction number 3. The tank is on for the Dallas Cowboys. This is not an overreaction. It is the Cowboys' time to just be a bad football team. And frankly, the tank isn't even on purpose. Now, Tyler Guyton, who had a very good game outside of the one bad play, causing a strip sack fumble, recovering it, and then fumbling it and letting a touchdown happen. That helps your tank. It is the low funny moment of the game to help the tank. Terrible play by him. It's not on purpose, though, because this team is just not good. They are too banged up. The depth issues from all their personnel losses are showing in every single way. They're not fully locked in. You can see it. There's just some morale is low. It shows up, and your coaching staff is bad. This tank is happening naturally. because you didn't build a good enough roster. You lost too many key players to injuries, and morale is low, and the coaching staff is not helping out your players enough. That's what happens. That's how you tank. Now, the current NFL draft order sits like this. The Cowboys have the number 9 pick as of right now. The problem they're going to run into is, A, some of those teams in front of you are really bad. Like, really, 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 really bad. And I don't know how much worse it'll be able to get in terms of gaining ground. You will also not come out on the way you want to come out on, meaning you'll get a pick later in the draft because of your strength of schedule. Been a tough schedule this year. It doesn't get that much easier. You're not going to beat the Commanders. It's not going to happen. I'd be funny to beat them, but not going to work out. You might beat the Giants on Thanksgiving. I doubt you beat the Bengals on Monday Night Football because how do you cover Jamar Chase and T. Higgins? It's just not going to work, even though their defense sucks too. The Panthers, you're not going to win that game. Tampa might still be alive. Maybe Eagles, Commanders, you're locked in. Again, I think you're going to win. Over-under's a game and a half. Maybe it's 2.5 because you'll be favored against the Giants and Panthers probably. But it's not going to go well. You should have a top 10 pick pretty easily this season. Now, we will be here for all the off-season coverage. We've begun our draft conversations. Mock draft coming for you guys this week as well. Hit that sub button so you don't miss out. YouTube.com/CowboysTV. Overreaction number 4. Your stars have to be better. And I don't disagree with this. And this also applied back when Dak was healthy as well. You need better play from your best players, the guys that you are paying the most and are expecting the most out of. Trayvon Diggs remains a bad run support player. There are moments of if he doesn't have to be physical, he's not going to be. There are moments he is physical and moments he's not. It's also not putting him in the best position, but you're a football player. You got to tackle. Now, Micah Parsons, I think, was probably one of your best players on defense last night. He got a ton of pressures, by the way. He had 10 pressures per next-gen stats, but he didn't get any sacks. And for some people, which I think is sometimes overblown, that's all they care about. Like, they just focus on that front there, which is whatever. And I think it was a great example of, hey, if you had one other pass rusher, Micah would have gotten better results, and he would have gotten a sack, or he would have forced people into other sacks as well. But I also don't like it when Micah's out there retweeting me on Tuesday morning. Like, come on, buddy. Like, just don't take the personal victory lap when you lost by 24. Like, you're right, but don't say it out loud. Stop searching your name on Twitter. Like, come on. Also of note, or maybe his brother retweeted it first. I don't know if he retweeted it. Lamb's numbers are fine. 8 for 93. He had 2 drops. He's always been a body language guy. It is very clear when he thinks somebody else messed up because he shows it. Like, in general, when the team is bad, you need the absolute best out of your superstar players. Those guys are not the problem, but they weren't the solution. Not that there is a solution. And I thought Diggs and Micah played great last week. Lamb was bottled up because the offense sucked. That might not even be a fair expectation or a realistic expectation every single week. But if you want to win games, those 3, Parsons, Diggs, Lamb, they have to be dominant. I thought for the most part they were good to above average, maybe okay in Diggs' case. You need dominance. You're probably not going to get enough dominance this year because the infrastructure around those guys is so rotten, it's just not going to work this year.